All right, I do want to be mindful of everyone's time. I know it's never a great time to get a captive audience when everyone has families and other commitments. So we will jump into today's webinar is for us to share some fun facts about our Running Brook camps. And specifically right now, we're going to be diving into our day camp. For this webinar feature, we are asking you all to put your questions in the Q&A feature. I have Alyssa, our assistant director, here with us, who will be monitoring those questions and responding to you. And then if there's a question that's great for the big crowd, we'll make sure that we get those questions out. We will be recording this webinar, so it will be sent out later and also put up on our summer family resource page as necessary. But do know that all of your questions and you as participants are hidden, so you do not need to worry about asking whatever question is on your mind. It will stay just between Alyssa and I, and we will share the answers out as needed. So Running Brook Camp is our big camp, and we are then broken into 4 different camps under that, and that is really just to make sure that we can cover the whole lifespan of the kiddos here with us. So we start as young as preschool in our day camp and then go all the way up through until they're old enough to work with us, which is exciting. This season, we have about 10 who started as preschoolers and are now joining at age 16, ready to be employers and leaders in this community. So today, like I said, we will go into our day camp, really covering the who, the what, and the why. I know myself, I have my kiddo joining this season as a preschooler, so I know what big leap of faith you are taking to us as a community that is taking care of your kiddo. So I hope after this evening, you get a little bit more of an understanding of who we are and why, to me, Running Brook is such a whole, well-rounded community and environment for your kiddo to be this summer. So for starters, our who, I have 6 amazing assistant directors who work with me. I think as much as I need really strong counselors to be here for your kiddos, I need a strong leadership team here to support those counselors. This is us dressing up as our To Infinity and Beyond dress-up day. As much as we are silly and love to be playful with our kids, do know that half of this crew are licensed mental health practitioners in some way, shape, or form. And I think that really just comes across with how we do our programming, how we do our planning, and really the type of community and culture that we build with our counselors. Our reputation has continued to grow in such a positive way with our counselors, hitting over 110 who are returning from last season to this season. So what that means is in every group, there's at least 1, if not 2, maybe even 3 counselors in that cohort who have been with us for numerous years and already know the magic of Running Brook to continue into this season with your kiddo. Our camper to leader ratio is a really strong ratio because to us, the most important part is making sure that your kid feels seen and heard and understood. And we know that that's important by keeping such a small ratio of kiddos and having such a high ratio of our counselors really tuned in and dialed into the groups. And then on top of that, we have 12 specialists, and these are community leaders who in their world have such a strong passion with yoga or drama or music, and they come to us and they provide that passion through our specialist opportunity. So every group will rotate through a variety of specialists. And again, it's people who are bringing their own passion into this community and sharing it with you. My goal for this is to fill this with as many photos to really bring to this life the camp and the energy that we see here during the summer. And so here's just a couple of highlights of our specialists and counselors, and most importantly, our campers that bring the energy and bring the fun. Next, going into the what. So what is our day camp? We are split between a lower camp and an upper camp. Like I said, we really want to make a focus to make sure that we're tailoring our programming to the child. So being able to split our lower camp and upper camp allows the jokes to really be on point for the lower kiddos versus the older kiddos, and making sure that we're creating an environment that while it's big, it still feels comforting to the kiddo. We also are really strong at making sure that we have such a wide variety of activities for our kids here at camp. For me, I really want to make sure that kids get the opportunity to do archery, to do woodshop, to do mindfulness, to do drama, opportunities that maybe they don't get at school or with other community opportunities. So making sure we keep that wide variety is really important to us here at camp. We have weekly themes to make every week feel a little different. So if your camper is with us for the whole 8 weeks. Every week is going to have a little extra special edge to it. That's also brought up in our special events. We have inflatables that come. We have different weekly themed opportunities. So our amazing animal week, we bring ponies in so campers can get pony rides. And again, this is just a representation of, we have almost 400 campers a day and over 150 leaders to make that happen. Our counselors, their job is to play and have fun. And I hope you can see that in this picture here. We encourage them to get in on the dress up days. We hope your kiddos will have fun with the dress up days as well. And again, giving kids an opportunity to just laugh and be silly and goofy, because that's what every kid deserves. And that's what I make sure our counselors are providing your kiddos this summer. The why is, it's not just about the fun activities. It's not just about the zip lining across the water. It's really about teaching the kids what the skills are. How do you put on a harness? How do you tie those knots? How do you represent how you are supporting yourself and your group as a larger whole? It's then watching our kids put those skills into action and helping them to feel their own success and being a part of that leader and being part of that dynamic in the group. And then the end is to really celebrate and to really make sure that the campers are aware of who's in their group, knowing how to cheer each other on, knowing how to take the challenges, because their campers are going to be there supporting them through the hard times. So yes, we love the zip lining, but it's so much more than just harnessing up and flying across the water. It's really about building that team dynamic and teaching kids, again, how to take on challenges while also being silly and having fun. So that's just a very quick snapshot of the who, the what, and the why of Day Camp Running Brook Camp. It's really about giving kids an opportunity to step into an environment, to feel that fun energy, and hopefully end their time with a new skill or a new passion or a new hobby that they can bring into their home life, their community, and their school. Now, what to pack, what not to pack, and what to preview. We know that everyone has their own school routines, their own out of camp routines. We want to make sure that you feel well prepared in creating your own new summer camp routines joining us this season. So what to pack? It's really important that every camper has a backpack that they are going to be wearing throughout the day. While they go to different locations, they'll be taking the backpack off and getting invested in that area of camp that they're at, but making sure it's a backpack that they're feeling comfortable carrying around, that's filled with their water bottle, their snacks, towels, sunscreen, and then everything needs to be labeled with your last name and group number on it. Like I said, we have almost 400 campers here a day. We have almost 1,000 campers with us throughout the whole summer. So really make sure that you can take that time to label any and everything with your last name and your group number. And that's how we will do our best to try and get those items returned back to you. Every day we have a lunch and a snack available for your kiddo, but if you know that your kiddo might be a little extra hungry throughout the day, that's also something we encourage to pack an extra of, because these kids are really going through a big adjustment from their school day routine and activity into camp. We're very high active, we're very energetic, so being sure that they're fueled up is something that you can help us partner with, and making sure you're packing some of those additional snacks. Now, what not to pack, this is something that I hope you can go over with your camper, but also supporting us in doing that final check of that backpack before they get in the car or jump on the bus to visit us for the day. We really encourage that all loveys and technologies stay at home. We pride ourselves in being a no-tech camp, and that our campers are really engaged in the activity. They're engaged with nature, they're engaged with new friendships. So keeping those technology, Game Boys, things like that at home. Same with loveys. As much as I know my kiddo loves it, it's working through that practice of leaving that at home and trusting your friends and your adults that you're here with to feel comfortable and confident in this space. No flip-flops or open heels, open-toed shoes. Like I said, we're outside a lot, and the hardest thing for me is seeing a kiddo who all of a sudden twists their ankle because they aren't wearing the right shoes or has a wood chip stuck in it, and it's so frustrating for them. So please make sure that you're setting your kid up for success by wearing the appropriate clothing too with us. And then no nuts of any kind. We are a nut-free campus, so if you are packing those additional snacks for your kids, please be sure that they are nut-free, and that is something that our counselors will double check, but if you could as well, that's always the support on our end. And then what to preview, we make our lunch menu available. It's online, and I'll show you that later in this presentation where you can find that. We know that campers need to fuel up, especially during that midday point at lunchtime. So we have a wide variety of options of snacks, fruits, veggies, everything that a camper should be able to find. And we are very mindful and open with any dietary restrictions as well. So making sure that is noted in your health forms, we'll make sure our kitchen team gets that right information. And likewise, we share those restrictions with your counselors to ensure that your camper is getting that additional level of supervision and support during that lunch line as needed. Again, what to preview themes of the week, our Thursdays are our dress up days, and campers really get excited for it. We try to be mindful in making the theme something that's obtainable, even if it's just a shirt color that your camper is wearing or a fun logo or printout. That's something that kiddos have fun looking into, and we will do our part as well, joining in and giving their excitement and building up their excitement. And then one last thing that we ask for you to preview as you lead up into the summer, jokes are such a fun and easy way for campers to connect with each other and to connect with their counselors. So go ahead and Google different jokes for the different themes, set your kiddo up with that intro to help them join their community in a way that, again, is camp related. To be fun and silly and make those connections is what we're hoping we can do, and some of the things you can help preview at home to make that transition as smooth as possible. Leading up to summer, you'll also see who your camp group number is and your counselors. And as we get closer to the season, you'll get an email with that information. So you can preview with your campers who the adults are that they're going to be spending their days with, reminding them of their names, just because, again, that can make them feel more comfortable and confident being in our space. And that is something that you will get access to within the next month about who your counselors will be for your campers. So what to do next? We are at the home stretch. I'm already planning and getting ready for our counselor training night in a couple of weeks. And so here are some things that you can do on your end as we get started. Making sure all of your paperwork is complete at this point. I'm really hoping it is. It was due on April 19th, and we have a small staff who go through all of the forms and all of the paperwork in relation to the thousands of campers and hundreds of counselors who we have coming through our doors this season. So please make sure that you jump on your paperwork and finish up anything that may still be unresolved at this time. On June 1st, I send out an email that has a very big overview. It will have some of this information. It will have other things that will point you into where in the handbook to find those answers. And that will be kind of your catchment. So when you get that email, please read through it for any final notes, and then make sure you leave it starred in your inbox so you can always go back and refer to that as you have any questions once your camper session is starting. I know some of you may not be joining us until August, so keep that June 1st email in a space that you can definitely refer to it as you need. And then this year, we have launched something new. It's called Campanion, and it's a mobile app extension to our Camp in Touch, which is where you do your forms and your paperwork. And the best feature about this Campanion app is that it allows you all to get your own camper's photos sent right to you. So this is a screenshot of what the app looks like. I'm hopeful you've already logged on to it and done some of your forms that way to make it easier. If not, I encourage you to log into this and get comfortable with it before your camper starts. And knowing that these are some of our own kiddos that are with us here at camp, and they can go through, you'll get a summer highlights of just your campers when they've been tagged in those photos, along with other kind of microbursts that we want to share the fun things that are happening on campus. I do want to make it clear that this is our way of showing you a little snapshot into summer camp. It's really meant to highlight our programming. If you upload your camper's photo, it does that facial recognition feature, and that's how you get your own camper sent to you. If you don't upload that, then you won't get yours sent to you, and that's totally your preference, your choice. But do know that these photo galleries will be created throughout the summer, and that's how you can access seeing some great shots of your kids having fun here with us. And then what to practice. Like I said, I have my little kiddo who's joining this season as well, and I'm already starting to shift from what are our school routine practices to what our camp routine practices. So something that we want to make sure our campers are feeling really strong and confident in are just some of those activities of daily living. Are they able to put those shoes on and tie them even if their socks are wet? Are they able to keep in touch and keep mindful of all of their belongings in their backpack? So going through and starting to practice that mental checklist. Do you have your shoes? Do you have your towel? Do you have your water bottle? Things that our counselors are going to continuously help to prompt and remind the campers, but starting that routine and practice now is just going to make it an easier transition for your camper when they join us here. And then the applying of sunscreen, that is one that I really encourage parents to get goofy, get silly, get fun with it, and start practicing now so it becomes just part of a norm once your kiddo is here with us. We do ask that every camper starts the day with their first application of sunscreen, and then our counselors are trained, and it's within their schedules to keep reapplying and to keep making sure that we're keeping your campers safe in the sun. But if you could partner with us and help practice that with your kiddos so they know what it's like, what it feels like, and how they can be ready for it, that's something that we highly encourage as well. For our preschool kiddos, that's what this last bullet point is. It's really making sure that they are fully potty trained. We need our counselors with the whole group, not getting caught up with a camper who's having some challenges in the bathroom. Accidents happen, kids have accidents, we are aware of that, but just being really mindful of what all those steps are to make that a successful experience and what independence looks like for your camper here at camp. Those are some top 4 that we would like to highlight for you. And then what to start the day, what is really going to get your kiddo off on the right foot is having that nice hearty breakfast. Like I said, we have snacks and lunch throughout the day, but it's going to be an adjustment for your kiddo going from home to school. Home to camp is going to be a much bigger step up. So fueling them up in a way that you know that they're going to be energized and ready, making sure they have those water bottles packed, and then our bus drop-off schedules. I'll show you where you can locate those as well on the next slide. But we start our drop-off at 8:15 and then we get going for the day. So if you're thinking that was a lot of information, I know it was. This is just my way of giving you a quick snapshot to see and visualize and picture what the day will be like for your camper. This is our summer family resources page. You can find it online. We have really worked hard to put together all of, I think, the top 25 questions that we usually get every season, just so we can make it easily accessible for you to hopefully find whatever answer you have. Circled in blue are some of those specific ones that I talked about in terms of Companion, how to get more information about what that app is, how to access it, and what features it will provide you this season. The bus service is there. If you're interested in seeing where local bus stops are, you can definitely access that. And then the lunch menu is definitely important to review with your camper, get them excited about what the different options are, and then help them kind of proactively plan for what they're going to eat that day. So this is, to me, the best and most exciting part. Camp is right around the corner. This is when I get into the fun planning of who the counselors are, what activities we are going to be doing, and most importantly, how to support you as parents getting your campers ready to join our community. I have been noticing Alyssa is answering some questions off to the side for those who are chiming in, and I appreciate that. I do want you all to be aware that this Thursday, we are going to have another webinar that just talks strictly about our Adventures program. If that's something you're curious about, either for this season, we still have some openings, or for next season, please tune in. This will also be uploaded, that webinar, later next week on our family resource page as well. If you're not able to attend, but you're curious for the season or next, that information will be available. And then we also have our creative arts webinar, which is actually going to be starting momentarily. So if you're curious about our creative arts program, it's in its 3rd year right now. It's a really big way for campers to explore art in all different mediums. Again, our goal here is to give campers an exciting opportunity to hopefully find a new passion or a new hobby that brings them that joy and excitement. And then for our final recap, this is again what all of our different programs are, and this is the ranging of the different ages. And I'm just going to jump over as we are wrapping up in this segment to answer any questions that I do feel like are good for everyone. So the photos that are uploaded on the app, the ones that are just the facial recognition, kind of initiating the process. The ones that you upload are just seen by you and our internal marketing team. And then that's what the program uses to then find your camper through other photos that we upload. So then the other photos are there in the gallery for others to view, but they are only directly streamed to you. And then the other one that I think is important for everyone to hear as well, what time does drop off start and end each morning? Great question, as we do have a lot of traffic coming through. It does start at 8:15, and then we do ask that any campers that are arriving at that 8:50 time to get dropped off at our office, and then they get escorted over to our camp morning meeting at that time. These are some awesome questions and ones that you can definitely find in that family resource page as well. And then also the family handbook that will be sent out soon to give you those opportunities to find those other questions and answers for you as well. All right, I hope this was a nice kind of snapshot into what you are looking forward to this summer. Please follow up with any additional questions that you have. I hope you've been able to take advantage of an opportunity to come for a tour, or please reach out with an email, as I'm here to help onboard you and your family to make it a smooth and fun time at camp with us. All right, thank you all very much, and we'll see you soon.